morning, SERVPRO Live.
Man,
Back again.
I love Fridays. I love Fridays. It's
Buddy.
a great time. It's a great time, Coach, just to be with you.
Fridays are the best. Well, you know why you're with me?
I know, but I said with you.
It's always with me because it's never with Mayday.
He is gone again.
Man, I believe this is starting to become the B-Dub and Coach show, and I don't know that we even see Mayday anymore.
I have an idea.
All
For
right.
the rest of the season, he's going to be the guest picker.
well, that's...
Wait, remember back in the day you had the Ghost Man?
Yeah, that's it.
The Ghost Man.
That might be a better nickname for him.
Ghost Man,
Or
I like
Yeti, since, you know,
Yeah,
nobody's ever seen the Yeti. Nobody's ever seen Mayday.
I love it. I love
He comes out once in a while, somebody snaps a photo, and he eases back into the woods.
Done.
Or a
And
golf course.
Coach, there's a reason why you are the highlight of the show each week and not Mayday.
Yeah, well, you got to be here.
Hey, look, it's the month of November. We only got 2 months left in the year, and it is the month of Thanksgiving
That's
and
it,
things
man.
that we're thankful for. So I got a question for you.
All right.
I am thankful that you're at SERVPRO, but if you were not at SERVPRO, what would you be doing right now?
Well, then I'm probably thankful that I'm at SERVPRO also, because if I weren't, I don't know if any of you have ever heard me sing, but voice of an angel.
It's really good. It's really
I
good.
would probably be a country music star, which would put a strain on my marriage because I'd be traveling a lot. This is just better.
All right, so if you were a country singer, who would you be? Would you be maybe Florida Georgia Line?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Next.
Because you don't have a partner.
Well, and because they're not country music singers.
What about Toby Keith?
A little bit better. I'd be
Keith Urban? Keith Urban?
No, I'm a little more. I'm less off the mainstream. I'm a little more maybe like some Larry Fleet. Oh, you don't know Larry Fleet? Right? Now I do like Zach Brown band.
Zach Brown?
I'd be
Okay,
in
fair
that realm. I'm just kidding, guys. I can't carry
Speaking
a tune.
of Zach
I can't carry a
Brown,
tune in a bucket.
Speaking of Zach Brown, he sang the national
He
anthem
did.
at the Atlanta Braves game. It was absolutely phenomenal.
The Bravos.
The Bravos. How about them Braves, man?
Bravo
Got it
to
done.
them, man.
Got it done.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What are you thankful for right now?
I am thankful that not only for my family and my work family, but I'm thankful that SERVPRO has given us a brand refresh. They have updated our logos. You're going to see here on the screen here in just a second that we've gone through history of our logo change. SERVPRO started in 1967, and throughout the years they have look at that. We've got Sammy SERVPRO in the 80s. In the 80s,
That's
nobody
awesome.
even knows what Sammy SERVPRO is. A little leprechaun. We've had an argument if it's a leprechaun or an elf.
Yeah.
But throughout the years, they have continually kept our brand up to
Fresh.
yeah. I mean, giving it a fresh look. The last time was 2013 since we had a brand refresh. But you can see here our new. It's not a new tagline. It used to be called Fire and Water Cleanup and Restoration.
Yeah.
And it's like it says on your shirt. But now the new logo says below it, Cliff, we could put that up there: cleaning, restoration, and now construction. We've been talking about this for a number of years. We've actually been providing this service across multiple offices in the country. Most everyone is doing this now, and it's the insurance industry is wanting us to take it to the next level. Consumers are demanding that we take it to the next level because statistics say they would really want a deal, Coach, with one vendor.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. So I love the new what they've done with the new logo. They actually moved the registered trademark down to the bottom. It moved the letters up. They say 33%. But the most important thing that we have to show you today is the brand new, hot off the press, new commercial that has come out. I'm not going to let it spoil the thunder. Hey, let's roll that tape.
This is awesome.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen?
Fire it up, Randy.
By being prepared for anything.
Let it rain, Randy.
Whoa! Yes! Whoa! even happen. Happen. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
So, Coach, what I love about that
pretty good.
is obviously the fired up Randy. The guy's motivated. He's got a very enthusiastic personality to him.
Yeah.
If you could go back to some of our insurance partners, you've got Mayhem, you've got Jake, from State Farm. So you have all these different actors and icons. This one here is just
buddy, if you don't think we've been running around the office yelling "fired up, Randy," then you've lost your mind. It has been a tagline running around the office joking around.
So if you didn't catch there on the actual video, the whole premise behind that is no matter what situation we're thrown into, whether it's residential, commercial, whatever the case may be, if it's water cleanup, fire cleanup, we can take care of anything.
We're prepared for it.
And the real heroes behind us that come into work every single day and go home every single night, and a lot of times they work all night on people's, getting them back into their home or business. So they're the real heroes. We can't thank them enough for what they do every single day, but that's the premise behind the video. No matter what is thrown SERVPRO's way, we are here to make it like it never even happened.
Well, and you see what he was doing there is they were practicing.
Oh, yeah.
They were practicing for that, which is exactly what happens here. Every day there's training. There's something preparing these guys to be ready to handle that when it comes in. These guys they're prepped on industry standards. They know what's coming their way. They know how to handle that.
Right.
And we've got guys who are the best at what they do, and they're ready. So fire it up, Randy.
Fire it up, Randy. Hey, speaking of, fired up Randy, we've talked about this a few weeks ago. This is fire season. We're here in fire season. And, I don't know about you, Coach. Hey, let me ask you this question.
All right.
Has your family put up your Christmas tree yet?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. So what is your family, how do y'all do that each year?
So here's the deal. I'm changing on this because in the past, I'm one of those, nothing happens until after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
All right. But I do love when my house starts turning for Christmas. So I do love when the Christmas smells are around the house because my wife's got all the tea things lit.
Yeah.
And so I'm sort of changing on it, and I'm letting it go earlier. In fact, I'm almost like wanting to push it a little earlier nowadays.
So let me tell you how our family does it. Every year we have always done the day after Halloween.
Oh, man,
the tree goes up. Who wants to celebrate Christmas for only 30 days or 25 days?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Let's celebrate it for 2 months. And honestly,
your tree's up right now.
Right now. The house is decorated. The garland's up. The lights are up. It's done.
I want to wish. Now, are you playing Christmas music?
Oh, 100%. The only thing we have the only thing we have not done yet is put the lights outside. That's going to wait about a week or two. But everything else.
Well, you let me know when you get ready to do that, and you can come over and put them up on my house too, because I don't do good on ladders.
But we were talking a few minutes ago. This is fire season. People are putting their trees up.
Yep.
If you do put up a live tree, which a lot of people do, please make sure you keep it watered.
Yeah.
Because if you don't keep it watered routinely, not just once, but obviously those tree will soak up the water. Make sure you keep it watered, because if not, it can cause a fire, and those trees will go up quick. Secondly, think about your space heaters that you're putting in your home, things like that. Make sure that you unplug them at nighttime. Make sure you unplug your Christmas tree lights at nighttime. There's lots of things, even with LED bulbs, we see things happen. Obviously we'll make sure that everyone's safe, your family's safe, first and foremost. And if something was to happen, we're here to help to make sure you get cleaned up at your home or business.
And the cooler weathers are coming in. The other night I was walking outside, and I'm like, hey, man, it's starting to really get chilly. And now, I have yet to turn our heat on because I stay hot. I stay hot anyway. So I tell my wife all the time, like, until it gets really cold, then we'll turn it on. But right now, we're in that perfect. We can just roll with it. So we haven't turned our heat on yet, but there's a lot of people starting to turn those heaters on, and those space heaters. Fireplaces.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, if you got something around your fireplace, make sure don't have a rug right in front of your fireplace. It takes one of those coals to pop out of that fireplace. And next thing you know, you got a problem. But if you do have a problem, the good news is you know who you can call that can help take care of it for you, help get you back, put you back together, walk you through that process. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, and if you're watching right now, maybe you're in your office, you've got your space heater running, the weekend's coming, make sure you turn it off, unplug it before the weekend, because I can't tell you how many cleanups we've done where somebody's left something like that running, and it can cause because if nobody's there, I mean, smoke travels. So
Absolutely.
But again, we're here to help if you need.
You ready to get in some football?
Let's do it, man. Game day is here.
Look, it's
Can
another.
you, can you believe the season's almost over?
God, man, it's flying. So here's what happened last week. So Chelsea came in with us. Some of you remember Chelsea from the great ghost story she gave us about her house being haunted.
If you haven't seen that, you got to go back
You
and
gotta
watch it.
check
Go back
that
and watch
out.
that.
Chelsea came in last week, went 3-5. Listen.
Solid.
I applaud her.
Props.
She came in. She gave it a great effort. Me and you both went 5-3 last week.
Okay.
All right, and
Pretty solid.
Mayday, which listen. For the record, it's a little unfair because what's happening with Mayday, because he's never on the show, he has more time to prep for his
absolutely.
games. But Mayday went 6-2.
I'm beginning to think he's like Kirk Herbstreit and studies this all week long.
Well, that and he may be. Who knows? He may be flying to game day somewhere.
That's true.
To do this. So
Check him out in the crowd next Saturday.
on the season, he has now moved up and tied me in the totals.
Okay.
So Mayday and I are both 39 and 35 on the season.
That's solid.
You are 37 and 37.
I have room to
You're
go.
still right there at that 50% mark.
Batting
So-
500. This week changes it all, Coach.
But listen, this could be a big week. Let's pull up,
this
and
is
I've
some
got
good
his
games.
picks.
This is our first game, Coach. Wake Forest, North Carolina. Who does Mayday got?
Pulling up Maydays now. I had it up, and
I
it
tell you
fell
what,
off.
I'm going to go first this week.
All right, let's
How about
have
that? I'm going with Wake Forest. Even though North Carolina has struggled a lot this year, Sam Howell's still a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, at North Carolina, got a great coach there. But Wake Forest has come on in the the ACC to cause some cause a little stir up out there. So I'm thinking they're going to go into North Carolina and get the dub.
Well, I don't know if you and Mayday talked, but he agrees with you wholeheartedly. He
Okay.
took Wake Forest as well. I took North Carolina last week.
You did.
And
How'd that work out for you?
And they bit me. And listen, I don't pet a dog twice if it bites me. So I'm not going back down that road. Wake Forest is too good a football team to take a chance on. I'm going Wake Forest this week also.
I like it.
Look,
Unanimous.
we're unanimous, which means North Carolina will probably blow their doors off.
Yep.
All right, Auburn and Texas A&M. Huge ball game.
This is a big ball game. I mean, obviously in the poll, the college football playoff poll, Auburn is 13 and A&M's 14. So A&M had the big win against Alabama a few weeks ago. Auburn is coming on strong. They've got a 1-0 mentality right now. The next game, they're not worried about.
Yeah.
They're not worried about the Iron Bowl at the end of the year. They're
That
worried about
coach
the
has
next
got
game.
them thinking the right way.
He does. Finally, they have Owen Papo
Yeah.
back now.
Oh, it's
Jacoby McLean is all American
monster.
right now. So this is going to be the 11th man in A&M is going to be a tough environment.
12th man.
Oh, you're
got
right.
11 on the
12th man.
field.
You're right. You're right. The 12th man. I think that Auburn will go in and win this game. I don't know what is. Bo Nix is playing above and beyond his role he was several weeks ago. I mean, he went from bench to back to a very talented five-star quarterback.
Credit Brian Harsin on making that move.
Yeah. So I think Auburn goes into A&M and gets the win.
Buddy, let me tell you something. This is getting scary because, once again, Mayday goes Auburn with you. I also am going Auburn.
Yeah.
So this is 2 games in a row where we're going unanimous across the board. Here's kind of what I think on this. I feel like Auburn is taking steps every week. What you want from a new coach is you want to see improvement every week.
That's right.
And there is no doubt that Brian Harsin has got these kids improving every single week. Receivers are starting to catch footballs, which was a big issue in the beginning of the season.
Which they fired the wide receiver coach throughout the middle of the year.
Yep, and we were not catching balls. Now we are. You've got Tank Bigsby looked more like Tank Bigsby in the last game than he has. So I can see Auburn going in there and trying to control the clock with the way they run the football and then play out. I love the fact that we're running 3 tight ends a lot of times. Play action off of that and just chunks down the field.
Yeah, we could be lined up for a good Iron Bowl. Obviously, after A&M, Auburn has Mississippi State, a no-namer, and then you've got South Carolina, and then Alabama. So we could be lined up for a really good Iron Bowl.
But listen, there's potential for
gotta get to
a
A&M first.
monster.
What about the next game? Who we got?
All right, so let's roll in. We got
Mississippi
State versus Arkansas. This is a really good ball.
This is a really good
This is a
ball
weird game to me.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas obviously was having a great season a few weeks ago. They've had a couple losses. You know, they rebounded last week, I believe. But, you know, at the end of the day, Mississippi State is one of those sleeper teams. You know,
Yep.
they're going to come into Arkansas. They're going to play their game. I'm actually going with the Razorbacks only because they're at home. They're at home. I think KJ Jefferson, the quarterback there, is going to do some really cool things. I think Arkansas's defense is better than what people say they are. And they're going to be, obviously, Mississippi State's quarterback now is on point. He's solid. He's really good. But I think going into Arkansas is the only reason Arkansas at home gets the win.
You're scaring me. It's getting uncomfortable. May Day goes Arkansas. And I'm going Arkansas. In a game where you have a team like Mississippi State who is more about finesse.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're going to throw the ball around, a lot of screens, a lot of, you know, reverses, and everything is about trick plays and finesse. I always choose the more physical football team. And Arkansas is by far the more physical football team and coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
So they're rested, and I like Sam Pittman. I think they come in there, and I think they play. Buddy, we are all going in the same direction.
Hey, by the way, don't forget to make your picks right here below us because we still want to know who you've picked for these games. Who we got next?
Absolutely. So next game, we got Tennessee versus Kentucky.
This is one of those games in the SEC that, you know, Kentucky was off to a 6-0 start. They met Georgia a few weeks ago, lost that game. I'm not sure. I mean, Georgia is the best team in the country right now. They're playing the best football on both sides of the ball. So Kentucky's lost to them, you know, maybe not. Then they go lose again the next week.
Yep.
Tennessee comes to Kentucky. This is a big game in the SEC East. Tennessee has a phenomenal offense. They put up a lot of points. Their defense is a concern against Kentucky. That's why this week I am going with the Tennessee Volunteers to come into Kentucky and win this game. I just think Kentucky, since the Georgia game, they're mentally gone.
I can see that. B-Dub agrees with you. B-Dub is also, or not B-Dub, Mayday agrees with you. He's also going Tennessee. I, however, am going Kentucky Wildcats. Let's break this streak. Let's get off this unanimous thing because I don't like it. I'm going Kentucky Wildcats. I think Stoops is going to get these kids back to playing the kind of football they're supposed to be playing. They didn't just forget how to play football.
Yeah, for sure.
They still have the same talent.
And they're at home.
Yeah.
Kroger Field.
Still got the same running back that was burning people up in the beginning. So
if you're watching right now in either Tennessee or Kentucky, we want to know who you would pick. Forget the fact that you might be a fan of theirs. Who would you pick?
Am I the only one who looks at Josh Heupel, by the way, and thinks that Josh Heupel looks like he would coach any high school around the area?
Oh, absolutely.
Like he just looks like one of those guys that you'd see down here at Publix.
He's got it.
Just walking around in his Chelsea gear.
I love it.
I don't know, but every time I see Josh Heupel, I'm like, it just does not come off to me as an SEC football coach. But it is what it is.
Now I'll tell you this next game. Who's the next game?
So next game we got Army versus Air Force. Now I put this on here.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
I love it. I love the military. We are so thankful for our military, thankful for our first responders, what they do for us each and every day. So I'm actually glad that you chose this game.
All
Was there a specific reason you chose the game?
I just listen, man. Well, just hold on. Wait till you get to
fair enough.
my deal.
So here's who I went with. I don't know a lot about either one of these teams, but I think that I'm going with the Air Force.
Okay.
I do like their offensive approach. I said I don't know a lot about them. I know a little bit about them. But I love their offensive approach. Army will still put up a fight. Don't get me wrong. This is always a good game every year. That Army-Navy game's a good game every year.
Yep.
Well-attended game every year. But I'm going with Air Force in this one.
So is Mayday. So you and him are still on the deal together. But, guys, I was in the Army. I will never pick
you got to go with
anyone but Army.
By the way, thank you for your service.
Absolutely, man. I never pick anybody but Army. So I'm Army all the way. Let's carry this thing through. But, hey, thanks again to all of our servicemen and women out there. Just games like this, we need to get more games like this on here because these are huge games. And you got good football that's being played. It's a little bit different style of football, but you got good football by really good guys who are doing things outside of football that mean way more than football.
That's right.
And
That's
for
exactly
that,
right.
you and Mayday still on this what did y'all call each other with your picks?
I think this next game might be the separation point, though. I have to admit.
Well, I'm excited to see what you did here. So next game, we got Oklahoma State, West Virginia.
Oklahoma State has been a very good defensive football team this year. West Virginia has been a very good offensive football team this year. This game was a coin flip for me, honestly, because Oklahoma State, again, has stopped a lot of teams. They've had a couple, 2 losses now, I believe they're at. They were in the top 10 there for just a little while. West Virginia, I'm not sure exactly where they are ranked with the college football playoff, if they even are, but I'm going with the Oklahoma State Cowboys to go into West Virginia, the old Mountaineers, and I think this is a 10-point, 14-point game, Oklahoma State, because of the defense stopping them, not so much because they're going to score more points.
So you go Oklahoma State just like your boy Mayday.
Mayday.
Once again, y'all are picking off the same.
I have not looked at Mayday's pick.
You have not, but I swear it's like y'all gotten together on this. I'm going to be in the same boat with you guys. I think Oklahoma State's defense is too good for West Virginia. I will say that this is one of those games where I started to go the opposite way just because no matter what each team is doing, it always seems like when Oklahoma State and West Virginia play, doesn't matter records, doesn't matter any of that, you're going to get one of these 48 to 41 shootout games, and whoever has the ball last wins the game.
That's right.
And I hope that's how this game ends up because we haven't had a lot of that this season.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see one of those. But I'm going Oklahoma State, so again, we're all the same on that one.
I like it.
All right, so here we go. NC State versus Florida State.
So I picked NC State a few weeks ago. I also picked Florida State very early in the season, and, man, that was Florida State they finally starting to come on towards the middle to end of the season. I don't know if their coaches got them in gear or if they're just, winning out of luck right now. But I am going with, I know you will not agree with this, but I'm going with Florida State at home, Tallahassee, to win this game against North Carolina State.
Not ever in my life will I pick Florida State.
And that's why I said that. That's why I said that.
You know we're not going to be the same way. But I tell you who you are the same as. Mayday, because y'all are right there again. So Mayday also went Florida State. I'm going NC State. I'm telling you Florida State will find a way to let everyone down on this.
If they don't have the turnovers this game, they have a chance to win the game.
If and buts were candy and nuts.
No, you're right.
We'd all have a Merry Christmas.
You're right. They got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. That's LSU versus Alabama. Now, this is our point spread game because obviously Alabama's going to be a huge favorite here. So the point spread is 25.5. When was the last time LSU played Alabama and was a 25.5 point underdog?
Look, you're exactly right. I mean, you're talking almost 4 touchdowns. And I'll never forget several years ago, I went to the LSU-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa. It was a night game. I believe this one is a night game as well.
Yeah.
But in Tuscaloosa, it was the 9-6. There was 5 field goals kicked the whole game.
Yeah.
Those teams were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, field goal, back and forth, field goal. This time, Alabama will win the game.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the question is, are they going to cover? LSU has too many injuries. Brennan has decided to transfer now. Yep. And even though it won't matter because, their quarterback is obviously his dad was in the pros, they're really working with the kid, and he's doing a great job. I do like the fact he's a lefty, too.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But I just think that Alabama will definitely win the game, and I really believe Alabama will cover because LSU's got too many injuries on defense right now, unfortunately. Yep. And Alabama's offense is probably up there. I think their offense is better than Georgia's offense. Now, defense-wise, no question about it, Georgia's defense.
Georgia's defense is ridiculous.
I think they will cover.
Well, I got good news for you. Mayday does too because he went Alabama also. So y'all just keep riding coattails, baby. Y'all just keep riding coattails. I also go Alabama, and it has nothing. Listen, here's what's crazy to me. This isn't even one of those Alabama teams that you look at. We've seen Alabama teams in the past where we watched them play, and you thought that is the best team in the country, best defense I've seen, best blah. This isn't that Alabama team.
Yeah.
They've got flaws. They've got chinks in the armor, and it doesn't seem to matter.
You're right.
because LSU is that bad right now.
Yeah, they also say, I mean, Alabama's saying, look, we just got to outscore you.
Yep.
I mean, so that's where they're at right now. And
That's
that's
it.
okay. That's a great place to be.
It
Points on
is.
the board
So,
wins.
and I honestly do not think – I don't think Nick Saban calls the dogs off in this game. I think they will go out there because they're sitting in second. They feel disrespected.
No, you're right.
There's a lot of people in the college football playoff poll deal that saying Alabama shouldn't be ranked second. They got to go out. They got to make a point, and they got to show why they're supposed to be there.
And they would rather do it against LSU than bat like Auburn. So.
Absolutely. So let's go to the next one. Oregon and Washington.
This is a great game, and I'll tell you, Oregon. Honestly, Oregon is they're ranked in the top 4 of the college football playoff.
Yeah.
They deserve to be in the top 4. They're playing a great season.
Great coaching.
I do think though that Oregon will lose a game towards the end of this year.
Yeah.
No question about it. I just don't think it'll be this game. I think Oregon will win in Washington. I love Washington's coach, but I just don't think they're going to be able to pull it off against Oregon. Got too many weapons.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that offense is too good. I think Oregon comes in here and plays this thing about as well as you can play it. I just don't think Washington's that good this year. Washington's that team to me that seems like they're middle of the pack, and they're staying middle of the pack, and they haven't done anything to go out and really flex any muscle on anybody. Washington hasn't been the same since they lost Chris Peterson.
No, you're right. No,
Once
you're
Chris
exactly
Peterson
right.
was gone, it hasn't been the same. And I thought that guy was one of the best coaches in all of college football.
Oh, yeah.
And then just one day decided to step away from it.
Yep.
So, but that guy, when they lost him, that program took a hit.
Now, if you would have said point spread in this game, I don't even know what the point spread was.
It wasn't much.
I'd still think Oregon would cover.
I'm wanting to say, and I'm not exactly sure, but I'm wanting to say it was like 6.5 to 7.5 point
Yeah,
spread.
I think they would still cover.
Yeah. I think they win this thing by double digits. So let's go Clemson versus Louisville.
This is I hate to say this, who would ever thought we'd be talking about Clemson being a toss-up game?
I know. With Louisville.
With Louisville. Clemson's been struggling this year. There's no question about it. They're rebuilding. Dabo's still a great coach. Dabo still has a great team. The more importantly, Dabo coaches these kids that they're going to be successful in life.
He does. He does.
That's the thing that I really like about Dabo Swinney. I think that they go into Louisville. I think it will be a great game. But I have to think that Louisville will come out with the win at this game. Only reason,
my man's going Cardinals.
Only reason why is because they're at home. That's the only reason why I did that.
My man went Cardinals on us. Okay, I got you.
There's no way Mayday did that.
Mayday did not go Cardinals. So finally, you guys are different. Mayday went with the Clemson Tigers, as am I. You're right, by the way, about Dabo. The way he coaches these kids, I agree. You know what he does? He coaches these kids as if it's a little league team.
Yeah, I love that.
He's trying to get them ready for whatever comes. Now, look, don't get it messed up. He still wants to win games.
Oh,
and he's coaching the best athletes in the country to win football games, but he does seem to teach them about more than just football. So for that, I like him. That's not why I'm picking him. I'm picking him because he's got a team full of stud 5-stars.
No, you're right.
Who I think will go out here. And
they got one of the best recruiting classes coming in next year,
I feel like you and I should be able to coach that group of kids and beat Louisville.
Yeah.
And beat Louisville.
You're right.
All right, let's get this is another point spread game, and it's our only pro game of the week. We got the Dallas Cowboys. They are 7.5 point favorites over the Denver Broncos.
So Dallas struggled last week against Minnesota.
Yep.
And Minnesota about beat them. Now, granted, Dak was out. Dak Prescott was out. However, I believe he will play in this game.
He has already said he will be in this game.
And you know, I just think that Dallas will go to Denver and beat them. I don't think that Denver. They have a good team, don't get me wrong, but I just think Dallas will go in and win this game. Even
the point spread.
Even the point spread. I think they're gonna cover. That offense with Dak gives you another weapon to run.
Yeah.
That's the game changer.
Yeah. Well, Mayday disagrees with you. Mayday is taking the Broncos.
All right.
With the point spread. Now, I believe he told me he thinks Dallas wins, but he thinks Denver covers. I agree with you. I think Dallas is too strong. I think that Dallas is receiving they're just everything they have this season seems to be there.
Yeah.
They've got the defense. You know, typically you get a Dallas Cowboy team that has a strong offense, weak defense. Strong defense, weak offense. Seems like this season that defense is playing ball. You got the Bama boy in the secondary who's picking off everything you throw. For that reason, I think Dallas gets some sort of pick or turnover that they turn into points. I see Dallas taking this thing.
That'll be the game changer. I don't disagree with you.
And I think it happens late. I think a lot like the Patriots game.
Yep.
You know, we were on the phone with each other, texting back and forth during the Cowboys-Patriots game.
Oh, yeah.
When you had the Dallas Cowboy guy gets the pick, runs it back for a touchdown, and then on the next play, they burn the exact same guy on made him bite again and then burn him.
Yeah.
Great ball game. I'd love to see one of those, but I think Dallas walks away with this thing.
You know, I tell you, man, I really am. I do enjoy this show every week. I'm very thankful to have you on you host the show every week. We're thankful for our customers that choose to use ServPro every single week, no matter what part of the country you're in. And, you know, at the end of the day, our job is to help make it like it never even happened, and we want to help a situation to where you may be going through something that, you know, whether it is water, fire related or whatever the case may be, our job is to help make it like it never even happened. And at the end of the day, it's now cleaning, restoration reconstruction.
Yep. Well, I think that what we should do, and I appreciate you saying that, man. I love hosting the show. Love the time we have in here joking around and cutting up, and it's a little break from the everyday deal.
Yeah.
And it's also a way to kind of connect with you guys. But I think what we should do is the entire month, the word should be thankful.
Absolutely.
And everybody needs to take some time to figure out what it is you're thankful for, figure out what it is that means the most to you going forward. I mean, there's a ton, and you don't need to say, hey, I could do this on this show or that show. Take the entire month. Just look around you at all the things you've got that you can be thankful for.
That's right.
And I'll tell you this, personally, one of the things, and there's many, but I am thankful for the customers that I have, the clients that I have that I deal with on a daily basis, who put their trust in me.
Yep.
You know, when they have an issue and they feel like they can reach out to me, even when it's something that's nothing big, and they just have a question. The fact that you trust us to do that means a lot to me. I'm thankful for you guys, and I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't take that.
And most importantly, too, we're thankful for the viewers that watch us every week. We have people from all over the country that'll tune in. Look, we want you to do this. We thank you for sharing it. Just turn around, hit that share button, get the word out, because, look, we'd love for other people to make picks as well. More importantly, we want to help prevent issues that can become bad issues with like we talked about earlier, you know, a tree fire or a space heater fire, or whatever the case may be. So turn around and share that, because just that one tip may help prevent an issue or help even save a life for that matter.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for that. Look, at the end of the day, we just want you guys to know that we are always here to help.
See you guys next week.